It's a real thing. What the fuck is happening?
I couldn't help you.
Fuck. Oh my god. Idiot. What was that slide over?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
okay. 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 Welcome back. This is Good Moms, Bad Choices. I'm Erica.
And I'm Mila.
And what's up, girl?
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on?
Beautiful day in LA.
It is beautiful. It's been really, really nice lately.
I know. I've been going to the pool.
You know, 'tis my season.
I know. I've been going to the gym because the season is coming and winter has been, I've been chilling.
Yeah, summer's my time to shine.
Well, you don't have any of those issues. You look like a supermodel.
No,
24.
I don't want to wear clothes.
7.
I want to wear less clothes.
You don't
Hoochie
wear
gear.
clothes even when it's cold.
It's not true.
No, it's true. You own one sweater. I've seen it. It's that striped sweater. You own one. That's it.
It's the only knitted sweater I own. It's true.
Anyway, we have a special guest today, guys. We have my friend and makeup guru, makeup influencer, mama, and just overall dope ass person, Griselda Martinez.
thank you.
What's up, girl?
What's going on?
If you guys are into makeup, you definitely need to follow Griselda at Makeup by Griselda.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I knew that. It's weird. I just never said it out loud. I just never said it out loud. I'm like, wait, makeup. Yeah.
Makeup by something.
Makeup by, what's her name again? What's up?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful day.
I know it is. I guess we can, first and foremost, I want to talk about really quickly Nipsey Hussle. Yeah. And I remember like when someone said he'd been shot like 6 times, I hate to say it, but I kind of was like, he might not make it. Like,
I was just thinking he was gonna make it.
I didn't think that, unfortunately. Like,
and then like moments later,
it was just so. It really like hit home for me, actually. Like, I think because I've met him a few times. Maybe because my baby daddy's a rapper, like all those things, and it's like a fear of mine. I've definitely like had that fear because he comes from that lifestyle,
right?
Grew up that way, and it's hard to depart from that,
right?
Like if anybody has somebody who's like a former gang member, usually they're not really former. They always keep like one foot there, even if they're not really partaking in like the activities, but that is dangerous.
Yeah, it's fucking sad, man.
It's so fucking sad.
That shit broke my heart. Just the thought, I know where she's probably going. I mean, I don't know, but to even slightly imagine.
I think as I'm a mom, like the first thing I thought about was Lauren London.
And then the baby was there. It's just, it's just some fuck shit, man. It's just unnecessary, dumb shit that's like someone's life that affects so many people, the kids, her, his community. It's just fucked up.
And all the great things that he was doing for the community. Like I was, raised in Inglewood. And when I heard the news, I was like I had no words. Like I had no emotion. I never met the guy, but it was like everything that he was doing for his people and just the impact that he had already done was incredible. So it was like, thinking about the kids, thinking about Lauren, like I can only imagine what she's going through. Like the relationship that they had, I think was so transparent and you can see the love that they had for each other. And I think that's why I was like,
I think almost like the relationship, they're kind of like low key, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until recently that I kind of started seeing them step out and like be public about their relationship. Everyone knows that Lauren London and Nipsey Hussle are together and have a baby and all that shit. But like they were kind of stepping out. They're both coming out. Like he just got nominated for a Grammy. She is like reviving her career. They're doing this together. And it's just like, man, it's so sad. And I couldn't stop thinking about like, God, like how does she tell her baby? Will her baby remember him? You know, like the baby's like 2 years old. Probably not. You know, I mean, she could keep him alive in ways and always, you know, but it's
fucked up.
It's so fucking sad, man. And like coming home to your house where yesterday you were with your man,
laying
and
in the
today
bed,
he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like unpacking all that shit. I was just thinking about all the steps that you don't even think about when you lose someone that close to you.
Right.
Like moving shit out of the closet, like just shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get rid of things of someone that you never wanted to get rid of?
Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, I feel like it's going to be a process, and she probably won't do it until she's ready, you know, but when are you ever ready to do that?
I just like, man, it's just so, and I'm thinking more about like our community, like, it's just like, man, we have some, like the value of our lives. It's like, we don't value our like brothers and sisters' lives.
Because sometimes people like,
because we don't value ourselves.
You know? And that's the biggest thing. When you don't value yourself, you don't value life, period. That's true. And I mean, how, like, where is your mind that you didn't even think about that one time? How do you go through the motions of taking somebody's life and not really consider?
It's just pure ego and hate. Yeah. Because like you would think like, okay, if I do this, I'm going to murder a big figure in the community who's connected in all ways, gang ways, you know, celebrity. I'm going to get caught. I'm going to probably die.
Yeah.
So like maybe like you didn't think about that once. You thought you were gonna kill him and then you out.
The fucked up thing is even that is ego. I think sometimes murderers kill high profile people because they take some kind of pleasure in that.
Right. Yeah.
And I've watched the ID channel.
But I mean, there's that. But then like when you kill someone who's so well loved, you don't think about like how that's going to affect you in prison, because guess what? Nipsey for sure has homies in prison.
For sure.
And they're going to fuck him up.
It's just sad.
Even people that aren't his homie, people that just are like
love Nipsey.
Yeah.
It's just sad, and it's just such a waste. Such a waste of life. It's just a waste. It's so unnecessary. It's so fucked up.
So damn. I mean, shit. Rest in peace, Nipsey. I'm sorry that happened to you. That was just so bad. I had to touch on it because I've been like so sad about it.
And it really makes you value and not take for granted little things. Like, you know, and of course it will last maybe a few days for us because something happens and then it fades. Not for her, obviously, months later, but like years, forever. That's the love of your life. You don't forget that shit. But also just like, you leave somebody now for the next, you know, you're going to be thinking about, did I kiss you? Did I hug you? Did I embrace you? Did I look at you? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we just go through the motions so often, not valuing our friendships, our parents, our family, our lovers, and just not noticing how much weight our words hold. And, you know, if we're communicating how we feel, it's just so quick. Life is short.
I mean, it's like what everyone says, never like, you know, always say I love you, even when you're angry.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes that's really hard. Like someone go tell this person I love you after like I done cursed them out, I'm gonna be like, fuck you.
Right.
But
I do love you.
But it makes you put in perspective, like, okay, I really don't fuck with you right now, but I love you, goodbye. You know? I don't know. But anyway, that's all the current events I have because that's really the only one that really matters right now. Everything else is, I don't know. Is there anything else?
I don't know any current events.
Sorry, guys. There's a gardening situation happening. I don't know if you hear the wind blower in the background.
They must be gardening the shit out of that yard. They've been blowing those leaves for about 30 minutes.
Anyway, Griselda,
See,
can you share with our listeners? We've never had someone that, you know. Firstly, like, you know, I work in beauty with Beauty Blender, and that's actually how me and Griselda met. She came to a event that we had a few years ago at the Mondrian. And I remember seeing you, and I was like, who is that sexy woman over there? You were talking to my mom, and I came over, and you were so sweet, and we just like immediately hit it off.
Yeah.
And then I think, you invited me to, it was like a Tarte event. We went to,
yeah.
And
I
think outfit fell apart before I got to your house. Literally,
and then pinched it together.
Yeah, like my whole zipper. Like I was like gonna be naked.
Yeah. Oh no, Adam,
like he put his belt on me,
and he like fixed her up in seconds, and I was like,
he like sewed me in.
You're still coming.
But you know, during that time, I was going through like a crazy time in my relationship with my baby daddy. He was in jail overseas at the time, and me and Chris, like, I don't know, I just felt comfortable with you, and we just like started sharing things and opened up. I just remember sitting at your house, and we were just like, it was like telling you all my shit, and I was like, I love this girl. Like, you just were so amazing.
I felt the exact same way, and it was more so like, because it was like so relatable. Like you had been with, you know, your daughter's baby daddy, or your baby daddy. I'm like,
my daughter's father?
Your daughter's father. For so long. And, you know, I was with my son's dad for, you know.
How long were you with him?
14 years.
Oh, yes.
So it was, you know, something that I felt that, you know, being separated and being, you know, a single parent. You know, he was overseas, you were here, and I know it was hard. So, but I instantly felt a connection with you, and I was like, can we just be friends? And, you know, I feel like you and I always like pick up right where we left off, you know?
No, it's true. It's just natural.
Yeah.
So when you, speaking of your baby daddy, and being with someone for 14 years, because that's a really long time. My longest relationship is 7 years. What's yours? Oh, yours is long too. Like kind of low key on and off. What, like 15 or some shit?
I mean, we took long breaks. Yeah, like for the most part. Yeah, I've been with my baby daddy for like 15 years on and off.
Yeah, no, I was like with him since I met him when I was 14.
Did you lose your virginity to him?
Because how old is your son now?
He's gonna be 13.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've been separated for 5, 6.
So was he the only person you'd ever slept with for that whole time?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
girl,
for 14 years.
So 14.
It was crazy.
So you're like kind of like starting new in your sex life.
I mean,
so like 14,
been 6 years,
but like,
7 years.
But like from 14 to when did, like, if you don't mind, like me asking.
When I lost my virginity?
No, like we were like till you were like 20 something, 27, 28. You only had sex with one person.
Yeah.
Dang, girl.
I know.
Hopefully it was good.
It was. It was. I mean, I was with him for 14 years.
I know, but
you only have
that one.
Yeah, so that's all I knew. And like, I mean.
But I mean, like going now and like having experiences as an adult, because I think about like the sex I was having as a teenager versus, I mean, I guess when you grow with someone, you grow, but like the sex I actually went back and had like in a sexual encounter with someone that I slept with when I was a teen that I thought was like the shit back then. I was like, that was so amazing. Like, it's the best I've ever had.
Oh,
and then you go back and you go back to that. And I'm like, wait, that was not what I remember.
Yeah,
like,
no,
what?
it was nothing what
your levels of knowledge.
I am now an expert.
You're right.
And you are the same. So like, was that scary for you coming out of like a relationship and then like having to explore like being with someone else? Like, how do you even?
No, I think I was ready.
You were ready.
Yeah, because I was like so past that, like not wanting to be with him for so long that like I had already detached my emotion and my sexual emotion towards him. That like I was just like, I was definitely scared. Because I didn't know what size I was gonna get my next one.
Was the first time disappointing or was it?
No,
it was good.
I was like, where has this been?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, but I took a 2-year break.
Oh, so even after
I like, you know, separated with my son's dad, I was like, I'm not ready to like even think of being with another man because I needed to like collect my thoughts and my feelings and emotions as being alone.
Yeah, because 14 years is a long time.
And it was definitely like, you know, happy times and sad times, of course, but like I was so attached to him and, you know, being with him for so long that I was just kind of like, do I want to be with him?
You have to like unpeel that.
Sometimes your identity becomes blended with somebody else's. It's just like a routine. It's a comfort level.
Well,
like,
how old were you when you had Anthony? Yeah.
I was 21.
So you guys were already dating for what, like 6 years, 7 years or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I met him, he actually I had a boyfriend at the time. I was going to summer school my first year, freshman year.
When you were 13.
When I was 13.
I had a boyfriend.
Very serious.
So, and he was like, back then, he was like, I saw you macking with your boyfriend.
Oh my God, you remember macking?
And
I was like,
oh my God, macking.
Yeah, macking. Like, that's how you know how old I am.
Right.
Macking. They used to say that. I remember that shit.
Oh, they used to say, like, let's go bust a mac in the bathroom.
Let's go bust a mac. I don't know.
Bust a mat?
Like mac. Like
bust a mac?
Let's go mac in the bathroom.
That was an advanced use of that word.
Oh, yeah.
I'm tense. I don't know.
Bust a mac.
I remember scamming too.
Scamming! Yes!
Scamming?
Yeah.
Ew! Like, what is that?
If a man ever comes up to me and tells me, want to scam?
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, who's scamming?
Yeah, who's scamming?
You got
how much money they get?
Right. Trying to hit a lick? Scamming.
So it was, I don't know. It was so hard for me to like not want to go back. Like wanting to be with him, but then after that I was like, no, I really don't want to be with him, you know. And then when I had that, first, I call it, popping my cherry
because it probably was.
Yeah, because me and my son's dad weren't even having sex at that time.
Like towards the end.
Yeah,
it's usually like that.
So it was just one of those things where I was like ready to finally,
move forward and do the damn thing.
Has Anthony ever met anyone you've dated? No. Is it because why? I'm curious. I mean, just because you're I know the answer is you're protective because we're parents and that's what we are. But is it because also you haven't met anyone that you feel like is
I mean, the one person that I thought was he did meet him, but just like as a friend, like how we talked about like he had his daughter and then we picked him up from school, but it was always like, oh, he's just my friend, and that was it. It wasn't like more so like, oh, we're dating, and we never around each other like touch each other or anything like that. It was just.
And Anthony's 12 now, right?
Yeah. And this is like what, almost 4 years ago.
4. Does he ask you about dating?
Yeah, he's like, oh my God. Sometimes with him, I'm just like, where do you get these things? I was on the floor cracking my back because I have back problems, and he saw Match.com on the TV.
Oh.
He goes, Mom, you should sign up for that. And I'm like, I wasn't paying attention to the TV, and I was like, sign up for what? He goes, you need a man. Sign up for Match.com. And I was like,
she said, you need a man?
Do I? And I was like, I don't need a man. He goes, no. He goes, you need a boyfriend, Mom. And he's like, I think it's time.
Well, at least you know that he is open to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because some kids are like, I don't. Never. You're mine.
No, he's very like, I just want you to be happy.
Aww,
he like cried at his dad's wedding.
When they got married?
When he got married. And I thought at first I was like, what happened? Like what? Like why were you crying? He goes, no, Mom, calm down. He goes, I cried because I was very happy for my dad. I was like, oh.
I thought maybe it was like he was mad that you guys weren't together.
I mean, that too. But he always tells me
Was it hard to separate? Like, how do you, because like Irie was so young when she was like 2.5 maybe when me and my baby daddy separated. And, you and Luna too, like, and, she still sees him very often. So I don't know if she even, it's just normal to her at this point. But like, he was 6 years old. Like, it's a little more, I think at first though, Irie did be like, where's daddy?
Luna said stuff. Or if we're together, we hang together. She's like, I want you and
But
daddy.
It's not as like devastating. Whereas like when you get a little older, it might be,
I think because I moved out, we had an incident. Well, I had an incident with him where he was contacting someone that he had previously spoke to. So I was like, I don't tolerate that.
So he was cheating.
Yeah, technically, but not
emotionally.
He was cheating. Yeah, so it was more.
Can be worse. Actually.
Yeah, because I'm like, the bitch.
Yeah,
and, I know the bitch. She was like my best friend in high school.
Oh hell no.
Yeah,
Messy.
so he was 3, so that's when I was like, we were living together, and I like grabbed my shit and I left. And so I was living with my mom. And so then I was like, okay, whatever, we'll get back together. But I never moved back in. And it was like, so he kind of knew that we were separated. So it wasn't as.
Did you ever have a conversation about it?
When I got my own place, yeah. I was just like, your dad and I are not together. We're not going to be together. And he was like, why? And at the time, I didn't know what to say. And I was just like, we're just arguing a lot and we just need our space. So, but then after that, he was just like, would get sad, And it was hard for me to see that. But I also didn't want my son to see us arguing. And when I get angry, I get angry. So it was
it's like Gemini girl.
Yeah.
It's that crazy.
Yeah.
It's that other
Listen,
side.
Every time I tell someone I'm a Gemini, they're like, oh.
Well, it's the same thing, Scorpio too. We always get like that thing. I think those are the two signs that get that the most, probably. Then there's other signs you're like, oh, I love you.
Yeah.
Like Cancer.
Yeah, Cancer.
Like, oh, you're so great. I knew I liked you. I'm like,
which is funny. Well, I guess now I could get spicy. And I'm Gemini cusp, so that's probably a lot of my mouth.
Got it.
Yeah, but I'm not crazy. I know Geminis could be crazy, but
yeah, but we don't look at it as crazy, and that's why we don't think we're crazy. Yeah, like, but we are. I mean, I just have to face reality, but so yeah, it was like it was a huge step that I had to take. Having that conversation with my son.
Like when you said he would get sad, like would he talk to you about it, or you would just notice that he was like?
No, he was very vocal.
And like, what would he say? Like, I want you and Daddy to get back together. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so hard.
Then he would be. One time we were at Target, he was like, "Mom, I want a baby brother or a baby sister," and I was like, where do you want me to get a baby brother?
Target.
Yeah. And then he goes, with my dad, and I was like,
Maybe he thought like maybe if they have a baby.
Yeah. And then I was like, let's go look at the toys. Maybe we can find like a play doll or something.
Ice cream?
Something. And I was like, what is the next like option? And then at first he didn't know what to say. And then I was like,
how old was he around then?
He's like 8, 9.
So it was like a few years. Yeah. It went on.
Yeah, still to this day.
Really, even now?
Still to this day.
And what is their relationship like? Is it I mean, I think women we take on a lot of the work, but sometimes no. I mean, I don't know. Is your situation in more like you take on most of the work as a parent?
Yeah, it's more so like a work in progress. That's like the best way that I can describe it, because we've definitely had our like ups and downs where I just hate him and like, you're doing this, and he might think the same thing. I know I make mistakes, and I know Anthony probably communicates to him because he's so vocal. So he probably has his way of thinking about me, but I've learned that I just need to let it go and let it be. And if you want to be there, you can. I'm not stopping you, but I'm not also forcing you. So that's where we're at. So, but he does see him. He picks him up. Like he's picking him up today from school, and he'll be involved. He like takes him like to baseball, stuff like that. But not as much as I would like for him to be involved.
When you started your YouTube channel, or you started a YouTube channel later, right?
Yeah.
When you started kind of growing on Instagram, were you still in your, you weren't married, right?
No, never.
Yeah. In your relationship, like, did he see that? What does he feel like now, seeing like where you were versus now, like the visibility you have, and like all the people that look to you for, they look to you for what's beautiful, really. And was he around during the beginning of that?
He was around, like, so my old Instagram, this was like 2010. I started that, and it was called Sugar Pants.
Sugar Pants?
underscore Sugar Pants. If you look up the hashtag, there's like a bunch of people that like, yeah, it's crazy.
Why Sugar Pants?
I don't know. It was cute. Because when I started Instagram, I started it because of the filters. I didn't know it had any meaning. And then people started following me, and I was like, why? And I would start blocking them. Like, don't come to my page. And then I started working at Mac. And then I like kind of picked up on like, oh, this is like social media. And then I don't know if you remember Vegas Nay.
Mm-hmm.
So she reposted me, and that's where like my platform grew.
Mm-hmm.
And
Vegas Nay was like this like Instagrammer that like
would
was a reposter, but had so many followers, like an influence.
Yeah.
And, like,
and it was like all
growing.
beauty and like, you know, it was really, she was really one of the first ones that ever started the repost.
Right.
And then that's when he started seeing that. And I would always post Anthony, but I would never post him. But for me, it was more so because I wasn't sure that I wanted to be with him for the rest of my life.
Well, maybe it's also before social media became a thing. Like, actually, like, why aren't you posting me?
Right.
You know, because now, like, if you're in a relationship and you're not posted, it's like you're not in like. You're not in a relationship.
Yeah. But see, even when I was after, I wouldn't post the person that I was with because I just don't think it's anyone's business.
No, it's not.
You know?
Yeah.
But for me, with him, he's a Pisces. So he was very sensitive, especially he always needed reassurance of like, tell me that you love me, show me that you love me. And for me, it's like, I do love you. Like, I don't need to post you somewhere to show you that I love you. And it was like a huge problem because then I posted one of my guy friends, but it was like business related. It was business because it was involving beauty. And he was like, you know, and this was the guy that I went to elementary school, you know? So it was definitely really hard, but I can't really tell you what he thinks now because I don't have that communication. Like, we strictly talk about Anthony and Anthony only, you know?
Wait, what was I was just about to ask you. Wait, because you have almost like, you're close to like 1 million followers.
Yeah.
So what do you think about boyfriends and husbands being like the like photographers, the agents? Like, I'm always curious because I think it's really silly.
I think it's funny,
but I think it's cute. Like, they support, you know, their girl, like,
it makes sense,
which is cute. But I've always been like, could anyone I'm dating ever be like become my like?
No, I couldn't do it.
Do you think he could have been that? Like, do you think he would have done that for you?
Like managed your career, like, took all your pictures.
Oh, 1,000%.
Been your like videographer and editor, and
I feel like the love that him and I had was like one in a lifetime. Like,
really?
I feel like I will always say that he was like the love of my life. Unfortunately, I fell out of love, but I will never be able to love someone the way that I love him.
That's not true.
That's not true.
No, in like a sense of like a person of who he was to me.
Maybe because he's the father of your child. That's unique.
Even before. You don't think you're gonna find someone else who loves you even more and even better?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I will never be able to love someone the way that I love him as a person who he is.
But you can't say
you
that.
Don't know that
You're already like setting yourself up for like.
I know I can love someone else even more.
No, but just
maybe
like
just differently.
How you love him.
How it's different. It's unique.
Yeah, it's like a unique love.
I get that. How I feel about my baby daddy is like, as much effed up shit as he's done, and as much as I don't want to be with him, I love him. And I say it strangely, it's because I've known him so fucking long.
Yeah,
like, it says odd, like in a family way. Like, it's so, we're so close. Like, I never thought that I could have a man that I would be that close with, because it was just almost like brother, like anything, everything, like together all the time. But it just doesn't work romantically.
Yeah, and that's the exact same way that I feel. Like, I don't want to be with him. I don't love him that way.
Yeah.
But like, I love him as a human being, who he is, everything that he's done for me, who he is as a father, as sometimes I don't want to say that because he is a great father when he wants to be. But at the same time, it's definitely not who I want to spend the rest of my life with. I don't see myself. And even if I did, I would probably do it for my son.
Has he had a kid with his wife?
No.
How would you feel?
I'd be happy because it would make my son happy. Because my son wants a sibling. And because I don't want...
Do you want more kids?
I do. I want at least 2 more.
2?
Yeah.
Oof, girl. You done forgot.
Hey, you done forgot.
Listen, so
like, it's been 12 years. You done forgot.
Technically 14, okay? Because the whole pregnancy.
Oh, yeah. You already forgot, girl. You have that one. You'd be like,
well, my best friend just had a baby after her daughter is 12.
Yeah.
And I went to go visit. and the baby started crying, and I was like, oh my God, like, what do I do? And I was like, okay. And then he would be quiet, and then I would sit back down. He would start crying. I'm like, oh my God, I could not do this.
You're like
I was like, just kidding.
Yeah, like
I'll babysit.
Yeah, girl, shit gets real.
I know.
It looks all cute, and then you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Like, I've been living this independent ass life.
Right.
My son is 12. He can make his own food.
Literally.
Like,
I'm running.
He's about to, like, in 2 years, he'll be getting his permit. Like, you know,
my freedom. I could like, it's like the white light is almost right there. Like, I can almost taste it.
And then you get pulled back.
Yeah, they're like, reset.
I mean, I think obviously, hopefully, you have a partner that wants to help you. And
right.
Hopefully, it works out.
Right.
Have help.
But I do. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can't say when I'm ready because.
Do you find that it's hard to date, like, when guys find out, like, because we live in the age of social media, niggas are lame. They like want to date you because you can help them with social. Like, can you post me? Can you post my brand? Like, I have a snooted like mixtape dropping.
That's great.
I mean, that's never happened to me.
Give it to me and I'll drop it on the floor.
But like, have you ever encountered that? Like,
yeah, I actually just recently met this guy, and he was, very, fascinated by just my appearance. And then, the first thing, obviously he asked for my number, and then he was like, what's your Instagram? And I was just like, okay. Like, is that like what we do now?
Yeah,
it is.
In my mind, and then I was like, okay, so I gave it to him. He's like, oh, you famous. And I was like, no. It's like, I'm not. He goes, no, you are. And I was like, okay, it's not gonna go anywhere, so I'm just gonna let it go. And then obviously he probably just like went through my page and saw that I had my son, and it kind of got weird after that. And then he like called me randomly on like a Sunday, and he was like, hey, like, what are you doing? He's like, how's your Sunday? And I was like, it's going good. I just got home from my son's baseball game, and he was like, oh, cool. He was like, so listen, like, I wanted to see if I can take you to dinner, so we can talk about like some social media stuff and like how you got. And I was like,
what?
I was like, cool. Like,
so he never even wanted to go on a real date with you. He just wanted to
talk about social media stuff. Dude, do you do makeup? Like, what?
Yeah, and to me, he was like, I just want to like pick your brain on how like you got started, and like, and I was like, well, I don't do interviews.
Sorry. Here's my Cash App.
Yeah. Send that cash, and then we'll
talk. We'll discuss it.
Oh my God.
So after that, like, I unfollowed him and I blocked him on my phone because I'm just like, I don't
have time.
Really, like, you're good looking, you look like you have money, and I don't really care about that. But like, no, like, that was such a huge turnoff. Such a huge turnoff for me. I was just like, damn, he's just my type.
What is your type?
Good looking. And
that big deep sigh. Large penis. Well, wealthy, tall,
dark,
confident, can dress.
You like them dark like Ducey?
Knows how to fuck me good. Filthy mouth.
Okay, these are all.
That's you.
Well, hers would be light skinned, bearded, filthy mouth.
That's not true.
It's true.
You like light skin?
I mean, not only, but she has a thing. She has like, everyone has like their little thing that maybe like they are initially attracted to.
I've always been attracted to black men.
To black men?
Always. My son's dad is Mexican.
I was gonna say,
don't know.
and you're Guatemalan.
I'm Guatemalan, yeah. So, well, the boyfriend that he saw me with was black, and I'm sure he knew. But
so, since your baby daddy has most of the guys you dated been black.
Most of them, yeah. There was one that was also Mexican, but he was he converted to Muslim, and like I don't know why he sounded like on the phone he sounded black.
I want to see this Mexican that converted to Muslim. Sounds like he might have a beard.
Oh God, light skin with a beard.
You do not want
A Muslim? No, I'm in love. No. I'm already in love with a Muslim, and I won't convert. And it's a huge conflict in my life.
Oh, God.
I don't need another. I just wanted to see him.
I just don't think I would ever be able to date another Muslim.
No, it's so extreme. It's such bullshit. I mean, not bullshit if you're Muslim. I'm just saying, like, I know a lot of fake ass Muslims.
So
from Philly and shit. Like, stop.
He was from Oakland, I think. I don't even remember. I like tried to erase that part of my life.
How would your mom feel if you really seriously married a black guy?
Oh, she would be happy. My dad, on the other hand, no, I don't like. My dad's not. I know that everyone probably says it, my dad's not racist, but like he just
culturally though,
like, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah. So I mean, you'll have a conversation with anyone with a wall, but like he told me once, he was like, "If you ever come home," I don't know why. I was like, did I ever give out that vibe to my dad that I like black men?
Definitely, you're wearing those hoops, girl.
No, it's funny because I never used to wear hoops ever, but so he told me that he was like, if you ever date a black man, I don't ever want to hear from you again.
Wow. How old are you?
That's like
I was young.
That's extreme.
Yeah.
Wait, but not
why do you think that is? Like, why do you think that is? Because I mean, I think even in the black community, there's some of that too. Like, especially with white people, like you're like a black mom will for sure be like, don't bring a white girl home. Yeah. Whereas a black dad might be like, oh, whatever, son. Or I don't know. I think it depends. It varies from household to household, but it is a thing that I know for like definitely in the Latin community, like they want you to marry another Latino or Latina or white, but never black. But you know what?
Yeah, because I know other Latina friends, same thing. And like I could marry one. My friend I'm thinking about particularly did marry a white guy, but I remember in high school she telling me like, no, white.
Well, that just that's so deep because it just shows you like it's like how like the black man, the color, even just the color black, it's fear. Yeah. It's dark. It's bad. And it's influenced. It's like a universal influence.
And I love it.
I love it so much. I love it all. But I just wonder, like, why? Because I mean, that everyone knows that, like, in the Latin community. Yeah. Like, not really.
I honestly, I never asked him. I think I was so afraid of like having the conversation with him that I was just like,
you never touched back on it. Well, if someone tells you I'm not gonna fuck with you after that, you don't forget that.
I was like, listen, I'm not.
Nope.
So what would you do? Like, what if you did have to?
I mean, my dad has to accept whoever at this point. Like, I'm not going to not be with someone just because.
But is that a conversation you would have with him before he met whoever you're dating? And
I think so, out of respect.
And how do you have that conversation with the person you're dating? Mm-hmm. Like, do you just not even have it and just hope your dad behaves?
I think I would have that conversation with my dad first and see his reaction. And
to
then
see his change. Maybe he's grown since the last warning about, not having it.
I think also as a black man, though, you already know that, though. You know it might be an issue.
I think so.
We're not, like, they know.
Just like we just asked, you have to know. I mean, it's a universal. I've specifically asked, especially, like, in LA, a lot of black men I know, a lot of friends who, like, don't fuck with, like, who only fuck with girls outside of their race. I always ask them, like, how does her family take to you? How do you feel about that? Does it not matter?
Because black men love Latin women.
Well, it's so funny because, like,
true.
I think, did I tell you the story about my mom? So I had this guy that, like, I've talked to for years, and he came to see me, and my mom pulled up, and we were outside.
Oh, you did tell me this.
And he's Dominican, and obviously he looks black. So when I met him, I thought he was black. And then she was like so nice to him, and like she just wants to see me happy at the end of the day. And she's like, I don't care what color he is, like, as long as he's making you happy. But it was just like,
and then he busts out that Spanish, and she's like, hallelujah.
Literally.
Then he said, hola, and he's just like,
perfecto.
She's like, oh, even better. Even better.
And I was like, then I couldn't shut the lady up. And I was like, lady, aren't you cold? It's cold outside. Go get a sweater.
That's funny.
But
I mean, shit, my mom's Latina and my dad's black. And it wasn't a thing, but it's a thing.
Have I asked you that before? I thought I asked you that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so it was a thing with your mom?
I mean,
and your grandma?
I mean, my grandfather was white or Portuguese and Irish. He lived his life passing as a white man. And living as a white man. And then my grandma's Mexican, fully. So, but she's first generation American. So she grew up in Colorado. So she was in like a farming town. She was amongst a lot of like Mexican people, but also amongst a lot of white people as well. So she was a little more like, not Black people though. And like, I don't know. I think it's, when I hear my grandma talk about Black people, she doesn't say anything negative, but she'll be like, oh, the Black guy. Yeah, that Black guy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you feel a tone change?
Yeah, kind of. There is. It's like this, it's a tone, like she'll never say, she'll never say I don't think she cared. I know she doesn't really care if my mom was with a Latin man at all. Actually, my family, I feel like my Mexican side of my family tried to assimilate. Mm-hmm. You know, like they never went back to Mexico. They tried to we're Americans now.
Yeah.
You know, my grandma doesn't like to be in the sun. She doesn't want to get dark because she can.
Really? Because I was gonna say, if I just saw your grandma, I mean, it's obvious she could go either way.
It can go either way. Like, well, not white, but you know she's something. But it doesn't necessarily look what you think Mexican might be. Like,
I don't feel like I get that I'm not Mexican or Guatemalan. I never get Guatemalan ever. Mm-hmm. They can never figure out what I am. I'm Latina.
But I don't know. Like, it's not. It's but it's a thing. The Black thing is a thing.
Even if it's unspoken.
Not unspoken, yeah.
You know it's a thing, even if it's unspoken. Mm-hmm. That's interesting, because I wonder if she's just like, if even saying.
But now, I mean, she has 2 Black grandchildren. Her daughter had children with 2 Black men. Like, it's part of her life now.
Yeah.
You know, whereas I feel like had she dated a white, there would have been no conversation about dating a white guy. It's totally fine. You know,
did you think your grandmother ever had a conversation with your mom?
I don't know. Maybe I should ask her. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Well, I have family in Houston, and they're all married to white men. Mm. And I remember, I don't know what we were talking about, and I said, I was talking to her, and I was like, oh yeah, like if you come to my wedding, it's going to be, you know, because I'm going to marry a Black guy. And then she was like, all Black men cheat. And I said, hold on.
How about all men cheat?
And then I said to her, I was like, all men cheat. And she was like, no, but I've heard about more like broken homes coming from like Black people because the man cheats. And I said, yeah, because dumbasses stay with like, you know, white men. They cheat, they beat their wives. Like
all people do fuck shit.
Yeah, you know, like it's so many different things.
It's so crazy how people like hear something and then it's like becomes like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Without any experience.
Oh no, I've heard. Yeah.
Like her husband's probably cheating on her right now. Like,
and then my aunt, she was like, oh no, you would fuck up your life if you like marry a Black man.
Why? Wait, did you say why? What?
At that point, I just don't want to hear it. You're just not going to be invited to my wedding.
It's so interesting.
You know, like I just don't want to deal with that. I don't
care. It's like my life.
It's like my life. Let it be fucked up.
But you might have some really cute kids, but your life is gonna be fucked.
I know. And then in the future, like you wanna disregard like ignorant comments and dumb shit, and you wanna like bring your kids around in the future, but like you can never unhear that shit. Like I'm not leaving little Jimmy with you.
Yeah.
You know,
little Jimmy.
Who knows what she's gonna be talking about?
Yeah.
So dating in general, like, do you use apps? Are you an apper? Have you used apps?
I have.
Yeah.
In the past. I won't. It's been a few years. I actually have used it when I'm traveling.
Did you use Match.com like Anthony suggested?
No. The first app that I ever used was Tinder.
Mm-hmm. My favorite.
Yeah. Beginner dating app.
That's where I got catfished.
You got catfished? What happened?
Just, you know.
Like many times or one specifically?
No, then I ended up being in a relationship
with the catfish?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I've never heard a story like this.
When catfishing goes right.
Okay. I don't even know what this means.
But no, because then it went really wrong.
Wait, okay, so what catfish in the sense that when you pulled up, he didn't look like the photo? Or he catfished, or like he wasn't who he appeared to be?
Okay, so I downloaded the app and then I matched with a few people, and I like talked to a few people first, and then there was this particular guy who was like very like well spoken, and I was like intrigued, and I was like, oh, okay. He was in a private jet, but his face was like this way, and it was kind of like far away.
Oh, yeah,
so
I've
you
seen
really,
those on Tinder. I've seen those on Tinder.
So you can't
I
really
haven't.
see like his
The face.
Oh my God, girl, you felt. Why'd you?
That's how you know it's alarming.
Girl, like that's the one, like the private jet,
right?
And then they're in front of like the car.
And they have the whole
Oh my God,
you are a sucker. You are a Tinder sucker.
It was my first,
go
time.
around. If you have to like squint at this profile, it's bad.
And
see, that's what you get for being shallow. That's what you get for being shallow.
But then when I wasn't, they were just douchebags.
That's true.
That's
true. You gotta find a happy medium.
Yeah. And give me a break. It was my first time.
Yeah, you're like fuck it, go big or go home.
And I was like,
check.
Yes.
Check.
Yeah. So we had like great conversation, and then he was like, I remember vividly what he said. He was like, here's my number, I'm deleting the app.
What?
So of course I was like, okay.
What? Like you met me, now you're deleting it?
No, we had been speaking for like a few days. And then
he was like, you're so special. I want to make you feel special.
Yeah,
I don't need this app anymore.
No, I've heard of scammers
on
Tinder. There's scammers on Tinder.
Like how?
Like my friend met some guy. My poor friend. My poor friend. Met some guy on Tinder. He said that he was in a remote location in the military.
This already sounds bad.
I know. As soon as she started, I was like, oh no.
My water
Doesn't she know that it's like in the area?
You know who this is? My friend who that time I called you and like, is this like 70s? And she's like, no. And I'm like,
okay.
And she's like, we're supposed to meet this week, and he's flying here. We should talk on the phone. I'm like, talk on the phone, but you have a FaceTime? No, he can't.
Does he not have an iPhone?
He wants to get married. He has all this money. Anyway,
doesn't Tinder match you in location? What do you mean he's like getting on a plane?
He's in a remote location. Anyway, like so the next week I was like, did you meet him? Did you guys go to the hotel? He was talking about getting married. I was like, anytime you met a nigga on Tinder and it's like getting married within weeks, this is bad.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be on his way. He contacted her from Dubai. He got caught up in Dubai. They took all his stuff. He needs her to bail him out.
Oh my God. It's like those emails, like
Nigerian emails.
The Nigerian emails.
And she did it.
I don't know. My friend,
she's an older woman. She's not technologically advanced.
She lost her husband like 5 years ago. It's like the only person she's ever been with for like since she was 20. She met as a waitress. He had money. He took care of her. Like she has no dating
She had
tools.
no
dating tools. Oh my God. I hope she didn't send money.
I hope not either, but
wait, so your guy.
Damn,
yeah, that's
damn. I thought we liked love.
No, guy. I forgot.
So we ended up talking. I ended up texting him, I think, and it just was all champagne and bubbles and it was just like great.
In person?
So
you met him.
Okay, so then I met him.
Okay.
And then I was like, looks a little short.
Okay.
And then doesn't look like anything
that was in that picture
that were in those photos. In my mind, I was like walking to the place. I was like,
How'd you? Oh
no. But he was such a gentleman. Like he just treated me like a queen.
So he was not cute.
He was he's attractive, I think.
You think?
Well, I mean, yes. Now I look at him now, and I just like.
Did you address the elephant in the room? Like,
yeah. Did you ever say
no?
You just
Griselda.
I know. You didn't say like. By the way, I'm just re-looking at your profile, and which one of these are you?
Because he deleted the thing, so that I couldn't.
Did he think that you're gonna forget?
That's why you always got a screenshot.
Damn. Doesn't it notify them?
Not on Tinder.
No.
That's on Raya.
Oh,
just
Raya
kidding.
does?
Wrong app.
Raya.
Well, no. Okay, so then after, actually, let's take a step back. He actually sent me photos of him. I was like, And then the name was different of his actual name was different than what he had on the app. That's what I should have known.
So the pictures that he sent you, were they actually him?
Him, yeah. Okay, so, but when I texted him the name of that he had on the app, and then he was like, "Oh, my name is actually David." And I was like,
maybe he's. Man,
what?
I don't know. Like maybe he was embarrassed to be on the app, so he made a different name.
So what happened long term?
Yeah. So what
ended up happening? He was so gentlemanlike. He didn't have a jet.
The
He didn't have a jet. Okay.
Most importantly, above all.
No. It just, he was just very manipulative and like verbally abusive. Like,
You guys like started dating?
Yeah, we were together, but I never posted him or anything like that.
How long did you guys date?
For a few months. And then I was just like, I can't do this. Because he was going through a lot. Let's just say that. And like, I was there for him because that's just who I am. I was just like, let me just be there for you. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, you can't like call me a whore and a bitch because I'm not answering.
Oh, no. Hell no.
That's the kind of guy that like will send your news to people or something.
That's like a baby daddy. Any sign of that, you get cut the fuck off. You just start acting psycho. Boom, boom, boom. Goodbye.
But see, at the time, because I was like so infatuated with how he treated me.
Well, that's how they do. They build you up. They build you up, and then slowly they start acting crazy.
He would cook for me. He would never let me pay for anything. Was just like all about me and like so respectful and like,
like completely 180.
Oh my God, 1000%. It was crazy. So it took me like a whole year to like be okay with not being with him because I was like, I can say I was like in love with him or the idea of who he was. Yeah. And then when I started seeing his true colors, and I was like, oh my good Lord, I need to get out. And I did. And I like I'm like, don't. So
because of that, have you been on a dating app since then?
No.
No, absolutely
not doing it. And I have. I tried Raya, but like,
Raya's so Caucasian. I went on there again.
Caucasian.
Wait, I don't have a phone right now because I dropped it in the pool 2 days ago. But I went back on Raya recently. Just to kick a gander.
See if there's something new.
Girl, I was like, why is it the same people? Like, I literally saw the same guys I saw like 6 months ago.
Because Riot is racist.
No, it's just like literally they don't have enough people on there or something.
They're not letting people in.
You like swipe once and they're like, please hold.
You've been swiping too eagerly.
Yeah, we're trying to cultivate real relationships, so we're going to limit your swipes. I'm like, I'm paying for this. I should be able to swipe however the fuck I want to swipe.
Because they're being funny about who they're letting in.
And then any guy I've ever matched with on Raya, like we talk and we never meet up. Yeah. I've never met anyone on Raya, like actually met somebody. Whereas on Tinder, I've met like multiple people.
Have you tried Hinge? I've recently been on Hinge.
I did. What was the other one? Bumble.
I don't like Bumble because I don't like to talk first.
See that because because that situation happened with Tinder, I feel more comfortable. Like if I want to talk to you, I can talk to you. If not, then I don't need to. So every time I go to New York, well, not every time, but I have.
Traveling using apps is great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I fell in love with Tinder because I only used it when I traveled and I met it always felt like a whirlwind. Like it always felt like a
because when I come here and I
romance.
When I don't turn it off, I open it to see if I turned it off and it'll match me with my neighbor or something. And I'm just like, oh my God, I need to turn this off.
Not my neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't use it in LA too.
I won't do it.
I think guys are so dumb to think that you're going to go on an app to get dick. I can just go on my phone book. So, when they're trying to get straight to it, I'm like, dude, it's not happening.
Well, I mean, I went on an app to get penis at first. That's why I was on Tinder initially because I didn't have anyone in my phone book.
Too internet creepy.
And that's why I promoted Tinder for people that don't know how to get their feet wet because I was in a relationship.
I go on dates.
You go to get
fed.
I don't. She literally goes to have dinners to eat.
I love to eat.
Same.
And I can put up with anybody's conversation for 3 meals.
Speaking of which, how's your Hinge guy?
The only one I went on a date with?
Yeah.
He's actually cool.
So Jamila met this guy on Hinge and
I'm trying to think of a name for him.
Jay.
Okay. Yeah. Jay. And
we can't even call him a bae. He can't even be.
No, I can't. Oh, I feel bad. I hope he never listens.
Oh, he's not a bae yet because
it's still working on it.
Yeah.
Danielle thinks he lied about his age.
What do you think?
I would hope guys are not lying about their age, but I keep hearing that they are. And it's like,
why?
He said 42, so it's not like he said 35.
Oh, wow. So you think he's older?
That's what my friend thinks.
Does he look older?
It's hard to tell with Black men because, we'd be looking 35 till we about 70.
Oh, no. I met a guy in New York and he was, 43? Not that he lied, but he didn't look 43.
Yeah, like I just don't want you to lie. I think that's strange.
Why are
I don't
you
care
lying?
how old you are, just don't lie. Dinner doesn't have an age.
Your wallet doesn't have an age. It may have a limit.
In fact, and the older you get, I'm hoping the limit is getting up because you're older. You've been doing this longer.
Yeah, and that's like my first after I broke it off with, that one person. I don't even. I met this guy in New York, and he was like actually staying in the same hotel. And
from the app.
No.
Oh.
So I went to New York for work, and he was staying in the hotel, and like I was like, oh my god, my weakness is Black men with like a baseball cap and a white shirt.
What?
I don't know.
AKA
what,
any Black guy.
Wait,
but like to me,
white shirt. I was waiting for
anything.
That's amazing.
A nice tee.
Or like a
nice
sweatsuit.
tee.
Yeah.
A gray sweatsuit?
Gray sweatsuit too.
Gray
specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a super chocolate man in a white t-shirt with nice teeth.
Well, you are not down for that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
with the white t-shirt and the white teeth and the chocolate.
So basically, he's going to the all-white party. He's going to the Diddy party. Basically.
I'm just saying.
Well,
niggas love to wear all white. They can't wait for a party where they get to wear all white. Like, you want an all-white party? I gotta get a fresh tee.
Yeah.
Some new Air Force Ones.
They love it. That's true. They have to be new.
So I met him and I was just like, oh my, he had colored eyes. And I was like, oh my good Lord, what am I going to do? And like, I didn't know, like, I was just like, I think I'm ready. Like, I think I'm ready to just like go in this. I think it had been like 9 months and I just went for it.
You just went to his room and did it?
No, not that night.
That was another night.
That was
later
the
down
second.
the line.
That was like the second night.
How was it up 4 hours later?
But he was like, I didn't want to because I was like, I know, like I'm in New York, like I don't want to do that. And then I found out that he lives in LA. He actually lives in this area in the Valley. And then I was just like, okay, I guess I can because maybe I need some when I get back home. And then I did it. And then I was like, whoa.
That's a good story.
It was very. We went for hours. So it was that.
I don't know if I had any like success stories.
What on apps?
No. I mean, whatever. Jay's cool, but
After that situation, I was just like not doing it like that, like not for a relationship.
I mean, it depends like what your expectation is.
Sometimes you just
I feel like I've had success stories and I'm not anyone from an app. You know what I mean?
No, you have had success stories, high level.
I mean, if they're not my boyfriends or girlfriends, it's like I've had really great experiences. I've also had mediocre experiences, but
this was like 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
Oh yeah,
well, so it was like a long time ago. So now I just don't even think about it because I'm like, I know what you want, and that's not what I want. So I'm not gonna even waste my time or your time. So
I just remembered I have to text Trembling Bay's friend.
Trembling
Bay Lip's friend.
Trembling Lip Bay.
Trembling Lip Bay.
He's a former Bay that I had met on Tinder.
Okay.
And she matched with his friend on Hinge the other day, randomly.
Oh.
Dating must be difficult because I mean, if you guys like know like the influencer life, they be a fucking traveling all over the goddamn place and going on trips and shit. And literally, I went on. Beauty Blender had one we've had one influencer trip, and I thought I was gonna die. I was like, how do they do this every weekend or every week or every few months even? Because there's so much alcohol, and like everyone on that trip was like handling like a G, and I was like, I gotta keep up.
Like, I'm on 2 hours of sleep. Let's go.
How the fuck?
I'm probably still drunk.
In those experiences, you're having so much fun, but most of the time you're with like gay men. Like you're with a lot of gay men and girls.
Or husbands.
Or husbands. Yeah, that's true. So like, how do you meet people?
I mean, honestly,
or are you currently not really meeting people?
I'm not, because I really don't go anywhere when I'm like home. I'm like, I work from home, so I go and I pick up Anthony and come home, take him to baseball, go home,
record, edit.
Yeah, edit, do like all that stuff. But I told my friend Sierra, and I was like, hey, like we need to start going places.
Yeah.
Like, I like this. I'm like dry as a desert. Like there's like nothing.
Sometimes when I get that way, I get like attention, crazy, and then I get on the apps, and then I go places, and then I'm like, sit the fuck down.
I'm not like that. I really don't care so much about attention. I'm just
because you get it all day, every day on your Instagram.
But
you get like 4,000 comments.
My followers.
You are beautiful. Speaking of which, do you get like? I'm sure because you have so many followers, like you probably get like a lot of hate too. No one ever says mean shit to you.
Before, like long time ago, they used to always like be.
That's so. I mean,
like, you look like a man, or like just dumb shit. Honestly, but at first I would like fight back, like fuck you, bitch. Go wipe your child's ass. Like how about that? Like stop being on Instagram. Like go take care of your child. Like you're saying positive things on your bio, but you're coming and trash talking me when I'm not doing anything to you. I just bother you.
Right.
Then get off my page. You know what I mean? Like it would bother me, but now I'm just like, keep them coming. You're putting money in my bank. So that's honestly how I look at it. Like you want to be negative, like I'm going to let you be negative. And even when I go on live, I get more. They're like, oh, like you're a hoe, you're a bitch.
You're a hoe.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Like make up this hoe.
Yeah. Or like nasty stuff. Like, let me see your tits and like get up, like show us your nipples. And I'm like, hold on, let me put my brush down and I'll do it now.
Right. 1 second.
Yeah. But aside from that, like if you read most of my comments are never anything negative. And it's like more people that I have a connection with, like through social media that like have like always comment on my photos. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can imagine. Like I guess people, I guess maybe makeup, like if you're following a makeup Instagrammer or like YouTuber, it's more because you want to follow them, right? Like you want to look for them. Whereas I feel like a celeb, I don't know, for some reason I don't know why, but I think it's more like we're looking to you because we think that,
we're more relatable.
We're more relatable, and also like they're looking to you for beauty and inspiration. Yeah. Whereas when some might be following like something like a celebrity in that way, like an actor or something, it's more, I don't know, sometimes it's jealousy but
they still follow them.
Yeah. Like people follow Kim Kardashian, but they hate her. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they want to comment and say negative shit, but it's like, so maybe it's like, it's different in that way. Have you ever had any like weird stalkers or anything like that?
No.
That's good.
I mean, the current situation that I had with my ex, he wouldn't leave me alone still to this day. Like, we'll call and I'm like, why are you calling me? I've never answered an email, a phone call. Like,
do you think that there's like a hierarchy in the beauty world when it comes to influencers? Meaning like, for example, like in rap, there's, especially for women, there's like can only be like one rap girl. Like in beauty, like is there like only a few, like three? I don't really see like, maybe I don't know every influencer or whatever, but like there's like one really big black influencer like that I can think of off the top of my head. There's a few, but there's the one that you think of. And then like as far as like, do you think like race as far in the beauty influencer world like kind of is it a thing? Like do you notice that like
I never looked at it that way, but now that you're saying it, maybe so. Like I feel like there is like in every single race there is one you think of, or maybe not like one or two or something, that's getting all like the brand, like the bigger brand deals. Yeah. And like, because it kind of, I mean, it's entertainment. It's like the entertainment.
Well, every industry is going to be like a microcosm of the real world. So like, like it's going to be in every type of industry, there's going to be a little bit of.
Because I remember even when we were talking about Deepika, when we interviewed Deepika, and she was talking about, she's so sweet. I love her too. And we interviewed her and we talked about, you know, her being Indian and her always being like the token brown girl in the campaign, or like, and she was like, it offended her, but she was just happy that she could even be there to represent that, because it wasn't being represented before. And so I'm just curious, like, because she's an influencer, but she's kind of moved away from that and now is like more doing her lip tinted brand. Whereas, like, you know, you're constantly and actively like creating content all the time. Like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you come up with any more makeup looks. That's another thing. I'm like, how you are so creative, because it's like, how could, like, I get asked to do a makeup tutorial and I'm like, so a natural beat again.
My favorite go-to.
One more natural. Maybe we'll do like a
red lip.
Maybe a silver highlight this time. And I'm like so uncreative. Like, I feel, but because you're a real artist, you know?
Yeah. So I started as a makeup artist. So this is what you would get like out of me. Like, I would never do my makeup because I just didn't. I found my passion doing makeup on others, and when I started doing it on myself, and obviously like I got better at it, and I'm like, oh, like I can do this, and I can cut my crease, and I can do a wing liner, and I can do a cut eye, like so many different ways. And then like now I'm just more so inspired by like not people that are here, like overseas, like you know, people that get so creative. Like there's this one girl, I think it's by Brookell. She's so talented. Like her skills, her blending skills is what like gets me every time. So I'm like, how? Like I spend hours blending. My shit still doesn't look like that, you know? But it's just like her talent, you know? And like I just try to practice to be as good as her. I'm not going to be her because I don't want to be her. I just want to be as good as her. So I just get like inspiration from like so many different people. And I always like talk about it, you know.
If you weren't doing makeup, what would you be doing? Do you have any other dreams or aspirations outside of, you know, beauty?
Masseuse.
Really?
I love giving massages.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Because a little kink right here.
I'm so good at it that like even like Angel McDaddy, he every single time like we're at his house, he's like, can you massage my back? And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. But I don't mind it. It's like I really do enjoy doing it. Like I feel like it's just pleasing people, you know, that I like love to do. Or a singer, but I know I can't.
A singer?
Yeah, I cannot sing, girl.
So then what you want to be a singer for? You just want to be on the stage?
Yeah, I just like I love music. Music is like, I can't do anything without music, you know? So when I do my Instagram videos where there's no audio, like I blast music and like you'll see if I show you my things, I'll be singing like crazy.
So if you were a singer, what kind of music would you be singing?
R&B. Like I remember I did a video with this DJ. Her name is DJ Leslie. I don't know. Do you know her? Oh, she does like a lot of beauty events. And I have my 90s R&B playlist. And she went live, and one of her followers or subscribers or whatever, he's like, oh, her man must be black. Because I like listen to like classic 90s R&B, and that's all I listen to. I listen to like trap music, but mostly I just listen. Yeah, that's like my kind of music
vibe.
Yeah.
Me too.
Listen to
94.7.
94.7.
Wait, I was listening to that yesterday. Actually, on the way.
Or is it 97.4?
I was 94.7.
94.7.
I was driving to meet Happy Bay, and I needed like a energy happiness boost.
Yeah.
And I put that on, and I was like,
told you.
I was feeling real good.
I told you.
I drove there. I was like, I'm in a really good mood. Nothing's gonna fuck this up right now.
Except the commercial. The fucking radio commercial. Like, they still have these?
Well, because I don't have my phone, I've been forced to listen to the radio the past 2 days, and I told Jamila, I'm like, what are they playing on the radio?
Where were you texting me from?
My computer.
Oh.
I was like, I don't even know these songs. There's so like all these specifically LA songs that they only play on LA radio. I'm like, I don't even know who this is. Who is this? I don't know. Very interesting. The radio.
94.7.
I think I've listened to them before.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, by the way, you guys, me and Griselda did a video
I
went over to her house and we did a YouTube video. I don't really think it was a tutorial. I don't really like. We just got distracted and we forgot to like show the products we were using and shit. Like, but my makeup bitch was laid, and I had to go pick up Irie from the airport from my baby daddy. You better believe I was like, "Hi."
What did he say?
He didn't say shit because he never says shit. But I was looking really cute. I'm sure he thought I was coming from a very important place because he thinks I have a boyfriend. He told me that yesterday.
He did?
Or 2 days ago. He was like, you have a whole boyfriend. And I was like, oh, is that what you think? I wonder where you got that from. You look at my Insta.
Right.
I don't even post my
Happy Bay.
Happy Bay. He's not my boyfriend. Let's be clear.
Like, what's her name? B. Simone? My boyfriend.
What's that?
B. Simone.
Huh?
Do you know who she is?
No.
B. Simone.
Wait, I know that name.
B. Simone too. She's hilarious. She's
inspiration. Wait, is she is she kind of big and has big glasses and she does inspirational like pop you up type shit?
Oh wow, you're confusing her.
Oh.
That's Jay. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she does.
She's hilarious.
Yeah,
she does like
the long nails. Yeah,
she like talks.
I like her.
No, B. Simone. She's like she's a comedian.
Oh no.
And like you have to watch her. She goes crazy with like men.
Oh really?
And, like she calls them their boyfriend.
Like
her boyfriend. She's like, that's my boyfriend.
No.
But it's like the tone that she like.
Oh, so I don't have a boyfriend, guys. So very clear. No
I'm
boyfriend.
Single.
No boyfriend. But I am in love.
Current update. Just want everybody to know.
I'm in love, but I'm single. So
okay, that's
call me.
There. Great.
How does one take that? Like,
I don't know. It's navigating through my current situation. It's definitely alternative, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm like still figuring it out.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm at a point where like I'm blocking my feelings because I just don't want to feel that, because I feel like I'm ready, but I'm scared that I'm ready. You know,
we don't want to get hurt. Probably.
Yeah.
Or just waste time with, you know, crazies.
Like I recently, like, you know, expressed my feelings to someone. And I was, not that I'm afraid of rejection, but I was always afraid of that person not feeling the same way. And not that he doesn't feel the same way, he's just not ready. And he was very honest with me. And like, it hurt. But I also appreciated his honesty, you know, because he could have easily taken that and like ran with it. So that's why I was like asking, like, how do you deal with that? Like for me, I'm just like, I'm gonna shut it off, like not feel again.
I mean,
I'm like that.
It's. I don't know.
I don't even know if you would like to think that you're like that, but the truth is you're not really shutting shit off. Like you'll numb it for a little bit. You'll like say like, well, like do other things so to distract from those feelings. But overall, like if you feel some way about someone, it's kind of there.
But then they do something and it's like, I'm the type of person, you do something and you just like completely turn me off.
That could happen too.
And I'm just like,
never mind.
Yeah.
It takes me a while. Like I'm like, I'll give you, which is probably not good. I mean, sometimes I ignore red flags because I'm like, maybe it was just that one time. But I'm in the place now where I'm in a place where like recently, I was telling you, like I was me and Happy Bear in an open, it's not a relationship. I don't even know how to describe it because we're not in a relationship, like not even like that, but we are in a relationship because even we're in a relationship.
Yeah, it's a relationship.
But I was recently confronted with the fact that he is talking to other women. And it's something that I haven't yet had to experience because when we're together, it's very isolated and it feels like we're in a relationship and we don't talk about it. But when I saw that, I was like, okay, we need to talk about this because it like when I saw it, I was immediately angry. I was immediately super jealous. I like wanted to like cry a little bit. And then I had to like work through my emotions and be like, okay, he's done nothing wrong. Like you guys are doing this. So either work through these emotions because you're trying to try something different and you're trying to like let go of this idea of possession in a relationship and ownership. So then let's work through this because this is the lesson right here.
Yeah.
But also like being real with myself, like I was saying too, like, okay, but do you actually like to do this? Is this what you really want to do though? You know?
Like, would you be okay doing this for like another year and a half?
Yeah. And I don't know. The answer is I don't know. This is the first time I've had to really deal with it, and vice versa. We've been honest with each other, and he can't really deal with it, even though this was his idea. Like never did I think I was going to be in a relationship where like the man is mad he cares too much. Yeah. Like it's usually the opposite, and that's why it's like life is so fucking hilarious.
But I think it's because you're so open. Like we talked about this, but it's like give me the choice, and I think that's where you guys are at. Like
Yeah, I need I need to know what my options are. Therefore, I need to know what you're doing to make sure that I want to continue to do this, and vice versa. But I don't know, relationships, man. They're confusing. They're confusing.
Yes.
Anyway, we have someone that wrote in that wants some advice. So maybe you can help us answer this question. Is this the whole thing? I think. I want to remain anonymous, but like, how would y'all communicate? Okay. How would y'all communicate with your friends whose man sabotages trips she goes on without him, even if she invites him? Telling her she ain't finna do this every Tell her she ain't finna do this every weekend. He been stuck doing this all day. He's been doing this all weekend, watching their 3 kids, just yelling. I love my friend, but I just want to be a better support. I just want to be a better support system because the whole weekend could have gone smoother, but for some reason he had to act like that with her when she's with me. Or learn to redirect energies? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, how do you talk to your
friend about her toxic baby daddy that's sabotaging you guys' plan?
Are they together?
Yes, I assume so.
Yeah, with the baby daddy and her are together. She's at home. He was at home watching their 3 kids. They came out here from Modesto, California. They were coming to our show.
What? She wanted to be anonymous. Well, because the friend listens.
Okay, we'll cut that out.
Anyway,
basically, how does she tell her friend that her baby daddy's annoying as fuck and controlling?
You can't really do it. I mean, like, I've been in that space, and my baby daddy tried to sabotage anything I ever did by calling me 75 times, calling my friends 75 times, harassing me, calling me names 75 times an hour. And the truth is, there's really not shit you can do about it until that friend is done for. Like you just can avoid hanging out with her because you already know what it's gonna be. Or if you're like, look, bitch, you either get in the car at 3 or I'm leaving you. Like these are the steps you have to go through with people in those type of relationships, because as long as they accept it, you kind of accept it too.
You have to detach from it.
Yeah, and you have to know if you can invite her places and how tight time schedule is, or if she needs to ride by herself. Because that's just what it is.
Or if you even want to deal with that. Like sometimes that energy is just so toxic for yourself. It's like, okay, I'm going to go away for the weekend, but my friend's coming. And then I already know that where that's leading.
Yeah, so don't invite her. Yeah. I mean, I think you got to tell her. I think you owe her and to tell her, and because you can't just be like, just stop inviting her places, because if she's your real friend, if she means a lot to you.
I think a lot of times in these situations, the fucked up part is you do tell your friend a lot. You hear them complain. I mean, this is only in that situation. If you just hear the same complaints and the same excuses, and you're constantly dealing with the same toxic energy, at some point you got to just like take it for what it is and stop inviting people.
I actually have been there.
Yeah, and when she's done, she'll be, you guys can go back to that. But sometimes, and even for me, when I was in that place, I would stop talking about it sometimes when I could take not talking about it, because I already knew it was annoying. I already knew what I needed to do.
Right.
And maybe she's not there, that her friend is like, she doesn't think it's annoying. She probably likes living like that.
I don't know. She probably doesn't like it, but she's used to it. I mean, she has 3 kids with this man. She's all in right now, and probably doesn't see
the word is toxic or crazy.
Yeah. Or isn't, there's nothing you can do, boo. Basically, you just have to decide, is she the friend you invite on trips or not? Yeah. And you've probably already told her baby daddy's annoying as fuck, right? I would have already told her. I'm like, damn, again? So there's really not much you can do. You just kind of don't invite her on a trip again, and don't you dare ever miss.
Don't you ever miss
our live show again. yeah, that's all I got for you.
Okay. Well, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm starving like Marvin.
Thank you, Griselda, for coming
Thank
on
you.
and sharing your stories. And I love you.
I love you too.
And yeah, check out our video. Check out our video on Griselda's page.
It's Makeup by Griselda on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And on Instagram, right?
And on Instagram.
Yes. And you need to check out her page anyway, because she just does beautiful, beautiful bomb makeup. And maybe you'll catch her doing her beer trick.
I don't know what beer trick you're talking about, first of all.
I was going to say, what beer trick?
I don't know. I won't put her on blast, but Griselda has a beer trick.
You have a beer?
I can chug a beer in like less than 10 seconds.
Would you like to do that at 12:07? No? You don't want to chug a beer?
I've seen it. I have yet to see it in person, but every time
12 seconds?
Every time she's out.
Seconds.
What the fuck?
It's usually, I feel like it's Mac Daddy that's always encouraging you to do
Yeah.
it. Like every video I see, it's like
Angel
recording it. Like, watch her go.
How drunk do you get after that?
I don't get drunk. That's the
What
problem.
Well, beers don't get you drunk.
Yeah, if you drink them fast. If she did two, if you drink beer
like
fast.
If I do like maybe like 3 or 4 like fast, then I'd be like buzzed.
Really?
No, yeah, not drunk, girl.
Oh,
How
Beer
did
does not.
How did you learn that you could do that trick? You just did it one day?
No, so me and my brother,
Oh.
started chugging a beer, and I was like, "Oh, I can beat you." And of course, the first time I almost like vomit because it was so much. It was like so much.
You kept
like
practicing.
Oh yeah. I was like, I'm gonna and
What
I still
else
don't.
you could
do with that? What that mouth do? That mouth swallows a whole beer in 10 seconds.
It knows how to do a lot of things.
Multi-talented throat. What's wrong with me?
I don't know. I mean, I brought it up, so. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and we will catch you next week.
And pick up our merch on our
site.
site.
Check out our website. We have we're about to put some more things on there very shortly, some cool shit.
Goodmomsbadchoices.com.
Yep.
Why do I always want to say bad moms, good choices? Always.
Oh, and by the way, we're exiting out this episode with our girl Mindy from the Thick Podcast song. So Blanco.
Hey girl, hey.
So
turn it up.
Turn this shit up. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Are you okay?
I'm like
sweating.
I think I peed on myself just a little bit. I'm kidding. It was more so talking about the psychopath.
Oh, are you gonna listen?